Well, good morning, everybody. Amidst the joy of Christmas celebrations, there was a couple of other smaller items of interest, one smaller than the other one. First, on the evening of Christmas, around 10 o'clock or so, for those of you who are on Facebook, our parish Facebook page passed the 1,000 like mark. Now, I should preface this, or I should add to this whole thing saying that if you liked Facebook, our Facebook page, it doesn't count as your Sunday Mass obligation. But it's certainly an important milestone, actually, and a very unique one, because it's another avenue, another tool that we have as a family of faith to teach the faith to others. Because we can utilize links and videos and audio files in a way that's more difficult to do in just the day-to-day life of the parish. And it's also important to note that while we have it's over 1,000 now likes or followers on our page, we also have a high number of engagement throughout the week and throughout the day, which is very significant, of all ages. So it's actually been an important tool in the life of our parish, and certainly I'd encourage you, if you do have a Facebook account or know of people who do, to encourage you or they to like our page as well, to, again, an added tool that not only can we learn and grow in our faith, but we have that ability to share with others so that all of us can engage in spreading the faith and helping others grow in faith as well, not just those who are following us on Facebook. Another important event, much more important than Facebook actually, was yesterday. Yesterday, December 27th, was the feast of St. John the Evangelist, our patron saint. Unfortunately, he gets a little bit of the short end of the stick because it gets overshadowed by the Christmas celebrations, and this year with the Holy Family on Sunday, it was very few people were actually aware of that yesterday. But it was our feast day yesterday. And to celebrate that fact, actually, at the doors of the church, we do have a holy card of St. John the Evangelist. We encourage you to take and to offer the prayer for yourselves and your families, but also for our family of faith here. And it's I believe it's Crystal that made the cards for us, but it's a young-looking John, and that's important to keep in mind, because at the time of the crucifixion, scholars suggest to us that John was anywhere between the age of 15 and 18 when that occurred. And if you think about that, we have, of course, John here at the foot of the cross, the only apostle, the only of that inner cohort that didn't run away in fear at the crucifixion. The only one who didn't run away was the teenager at the time of the crucifixion. And ironically, the other significant aspect about John, he's the only one of the apostles that wasn't martyred. In fact, he lived to be quite old, particularly in the standards of that first century. So one of the blessings of John, and one of the challenges of John, is we really have no obstacles or no excuse for not sharing the faith. We can't use our age one way or the other. We can't claim our lack of experience or anything like that, because John really has shown us up on all those fronts as well. There's a story once told, I'm not sure if it's true or not, in the waning years of his life, one day after a gathering of people of instructing them, whether it was a Sunday gathering, the breaking of the bread, or some other gathering, as he was being helped back to wherever he lived, one of his aides or disciples asked him, "Why do you keep saying love one another?" And John's response was, "I keep saying love one another because the Master kept saying it." And certainly that's the heart of Jesus' preaching, is to love the Lord our God with all our minds, heart, souls, and being, and to love our neighbor as ourselves. And it's really the heart of John's own writings in the Gospels and in the letters. In fact, it's in the first letter he tells us straight out that God is love. Christmas, we celebrate love coming into the world in a whole new way. And on the Sunday after Christmas, we celebrate another manifestation of love, that of the Holy Family. Reminds us a couple things. First and foremost, that the Word indeed became flesh. That Jesus, that the Son of God, became a real human being and experienced real human life from his very beginnings, being part of a human family. And this family before us in the nativity scene is a model for all family life. And with all family life, the foundation of that family is love. It's where we first encounter God and we first learn about him. Love energizes, it comforts, it consoles, it even challenges. And as our second reading from Hebrews tells us today, love generates, that our family expands through love. One of the other realizations that we can all attest to is in our human families is sometimes, family life doesn't resemble the nativity scene. Sometimes family life can be, just plain messy. Yet, love keeps us rooted. Love gives us the strength we need to persevere through those times of messiness, and love helps us overcome the mess. But the Holy Family is also a model for us as the church, the people of God, the family of faith, and for our parish. Like our human families, love is the foundation. It's where we encounter God, where we are consoled, comforted, and yes, even challenged. This is where we're energized at the celebration of the Eucharist, but also all those other aspects of parish life as well. And like our human family, love in our family of faith generates. Love expands this family, and not just by birth. Yesterday, at the celebration of Mass for the feast of St. John the Evangelist, we hear John say, "What we have seen and heard we proclaim now to you, so that you too may have fellowship with us." Our proclamation, by how we live our life and the words that we speak, invite others to this table, not just to have them here, but have them here where they may be loved and accepted, made to feel not just welcomed, but at home. And all of us can contribute to that. Like our families, at times, life in the family of faith can also be messy. But like our families, love gives us the strength to persevere through the mess and helps us to overcome. In just a few weeks, we'll begin our parish convocation. We'll be asking ourselves questions around this Christmas celebration. How do we share our love with others? How do we make our parish a home to all people who come here, to all who seek relief, consolation, comfort, acceptance? How do we make our parish a place where God is worshiped, experienced, and celebrated? All of these are challenges before us, and it requires all of us to take an active role in that. There is no easy way out. To kind of piggyback a challenge of our bishop in the Christmas letter he offered to us, just don't lament the commercialization of Christmas, but do something about it in how we live our lives and how we interact with others, seeking to live Christmas joy, seeking to live the message of Christmas with all others. It's in that spirit and that desire for the Lord and the desire for expanding our family of faith that we seek to create a place where not only we help one another grow in love of God, but that we help one another to truly love each other.